All right, now we're playing Adventure and Company, episode 9. We got John, we got Matt, we got Adventure. How you guys doing
Yes, we
tonight?
do. I'm doing pretty well.
I'm also doing pretty well.
Cool. So I was going to make Justin do the recap since the last session was mostly about him, but I will take over that. So what ended up happening was while Lerman, which is Matt's character, and Gaston, which is John's character, were freaked out by the ghost, and then, in the mausoleum, kind of trying to get away from it or cowering in the corner, Odo's character disappeared. And as you know, Matt and John's character fought another construct, and then they went back to the ramshackle house, the Gravekeep's house, to sort of rest and recuperate. Well, Odo, basically, peering out the door, looking at the phantasm and the constructs fight each other, was suddenly surrounded by an obscuring mist. He noticed a figure run by, and he decided to follow it through the fog. And he went on and on and on, and suddenly the fog ended, and he was in the woods. So using what minimal survival skill he had, he tried to find his way back through the woods by torchlight, ended up coming across a very large granite, I don't know what you'd call it, pedestal, very large for something like a big old statue, but it was cracked and crumbled on top like something had either landed on it or gotten off of it in a hurry. And by some plaque on the front of it, he found the draconic word, historical name for Mercius, which is Merculus, and he also found a slip of paper, which was reminiscent of the very first slip of paper that they found with the word God written on it in many, many different languages, with a very strange and crude drawing of a large humanoid figure, to the description of Merculus, who is Mercius, and which was later brought to Lerman after Odo finally found his way back to the ramshackle Gravekeep's house, where they discovered that it had some active magic effect on it. And I believe Lerman tucked it away somewhere.
Yes, I have it on my person.
So, now, here we are, in the morning. Odo is, I'm going to say, once again missing. He is missing once again. Even though that didn't work out so good last time, we're going to say he's missing again.
It's like fucking Hugo.
Yeah, he just keeps showing up and drifting away.
Yeah, at some point, I have to just trust him to take care of himself.
Yes. That would be a good thing to do. So, in the night, there was nothing eventful. No watch was really had any major findings.
No.
And in the morning, there is... obviously, Odo was there, but there is no sign of him now.
Yeah, I got all my stuff back that he had, right?
Yes, you got all of your stuff back. So, in the dead of night, Lerman did something.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, what did you do?
I looked over the paper. I remember I looked over the paper, and I did some magic stuff on it. Oh, and so Gaston's going to wake up to find that... my faithful and often remembered, because you remember all the incredible things that Arthur Pendodo did. He's just gone now. Lerman doesn't seem to notice or mind that he's gone, and in his place there's a nasty, mean-looking, haggard little figure with a knife, just sort of loitering around Lerman.
Ugh. What's wrong with Odo? Why does he look like that?
Oh no, that's not Odo. I was up last night and I thought, I've been having a good time, so I figured I'd drop some money.
Oh, so it's not Odo. It's another little person.
No, it's a brownie. I got it from the cash shop.
Where did he come from?
Summon him.
Were you not standing watch, man? I thought you'd be waking me up if there were problems like this. Who are you?
It's not a problem.
Address Brody directly. Who are you?
Brody.
Are you friend or foe, Brody?
Brody.
Well, I know that you're Brody already, but are you here to help us or not?
Brody.
Is there any nonverbal communication going along with that?
No. He's looking impatiently
A small squat.
at you.
The smallest of squats.
He's looking sort of contemptuously at you.
Well,
Can he have a tracksuit?
Yes.
Okay.
he's squatting in a tracksuit in the
Yeah.
shithouse.
Oh,
Jesus,
this
you leave
session
the
is
door
already
open.
off the rails. This session is already completely out of control.
You leave the door open and look at the riffraff that blows in, man.
This is escalated to some Adult Swim level, 1
Brody
o'clock in the morning
squatting.
show.
We're
With
in
a little-
season 5 of Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
some
The good ideas are all used up.
some miniature version of what to him would be a 40-ounce malt beverage.
Yeah, he's doing his best impersonation of what he thinks a cool person might look like.
But really, he is just freaking them out miserably.
Well, so he is your friend. You know this man.
Yeah, he's my
Learn.
familiar, just like Arthur used to be.
That bird?
Yeah.
I thought that was your pet.
No, it was my familiar.
Well,
Well, they're both projections of my psyche on some level, but yeah.
Hold on, I like Gaston's reaction. It's just like, well, what can I do? What can be done about this?
It's none of my, it's not my business to say what you can have and can't have as a familiar, but this isn't okay.
well, I guess it's none of my business the company you keep, as long as they're not hostile towards me or others.
He's gonna
So-
stay out of sight. I just wanted him to give him a chance to stretch his legs.
Alrighty then. So I see that Odo is still meandering around somewhere.
He came
since
back
I
last
thought
night.
this was him.
He came back last night. You were asleep. He didn't tell me he was leaving, but I gotta believe that he knows what he's doing at this point. He found something out in the woods.
Found something.
Yeah, there was a shrine or something. He wasn't making a lot of sense.
Did you tell him about our awesome fight?
Oh yeah.
Did you tell him about how I totally saved the day and I'll flex both my arms up
Yeah,
above my head?
You absolutely did. I told him that.
Well, good. I just wish the little guy could have been there to maybe see what a real man can do in combat.
You gotta give him a break, man. He's got his own skill set. Okay, it's not comparable. He's also
Right, it's not as good.
He's very capable, and we don't have to, you're infantilizing him when you treat him like this.
Well,
I know that, like, it's just
No,
funny.
no, I'm not trying to say that it's his fault that I'm better than him. It's fine.
Yeah. So
Real
what
talk,
did you find
if we
in the
did
woods?
this for
A
an hour and
shrine?
a half, I'd be totally fine with it, by the way.
It's just razz on Odo when he's not even here.
No, not that, but just like escalate the conversation. Everybody's on the gas, nobody's on the brakes. Embolden your figure in MS Paint here for flexing.
I gotta tell you, he wasn't making a ton of sense when he was talking about the woods. I think that nasty little bird thing hit him with something, and he just got turned around out there.
No, I almost forgot about that horrible little creature.
Yeah, I think it put the whammy on him, and he got a little loopy.
Well, is this shrine important? Should we go investigate it, or have you already done that?
No, I'm not even really sure that it's real.
Oh,
Like I said, he seemed a little out of it.
okay. Well, I really dislike this house. I'm tired of sleeping in here. I keep bleeding all over the dusty floor. It's making a pretty big mess of blood mixing with dust, and that eagle smells horrible. We have the breastplate that we said we'd come for.
Yeah.
I really hope that Odo believes that we'd be heading back to town.
I told him that was my plan first thing in the morning, is we were going to get out of here.
Well, maybe he just had us off then. He probably just wants to get back and claim the prize for himself.
Yeah, I guess we might see him up the road. We outpace him.
Those little legs of his. Well, Seer, I believe I should escort you and I guess our little friend Brody to back to town. I think our job here is done.
I'd say so as well. I'm just so done with this place.
And they head off down the road.
All right.
Yeah.
So you are ready to go on your journey. It is a clear day, easy travel weather. You remember that the trip here took you approximately 5 to 6 days, but that was traveling with a halfling. So you imagine the trip back would be approximately 1.5 times faster. Let's say 3 days on a good pace.
Yeah.
All right. Easy enough. So is there anything you want to do as you travel, or is it all easy peasy for you guys?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anything that I need to do in like downtime that I have. I guess I'm gonna be did I succeed in unraveling? Was I under the impression that there was more to be gleaned from studying the paper that the scroll that Odo brought back to us?
So from my understanding, what you did was you read the words in the many different languages, which all said the same thing.
Yeah.
You also observed the words, are you looking for me? I'm looking for you, which were the same that were written in the mausoleum all over the murals and stuff.
Right.
What else did you find? You found the odd, almost like, the caveman style of drawing. It's very crude, but it is clearly human. It's like Blair Witch-ish,
Yeah.
on a piece of paper. But aside from that, that's what like the mundane writing that's on there. The magical writing, with Read Magic, you did find that there was an active spell component on there. Looks like some written component that's on there, which would not be uncommon for some sort of enchantment or transmutation. And then that was the aura that you had gleaned from that was one of transmutation and enchantment.
Yeah.
So that was the last time you looked at it. You could bust it out again and look at it again if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You hadn't done anything specifically to try to read what was on the paper or to do anything that sort.
I guess first night at camp, I'm gonna make another attempt to use Read Magic and see if I can do maybe a spellcraft check. The first thing I'd want to check for is whether the magical effects on the paper are being applied to the paper itself or meant to be loaded more and used more like a scroll.
Okay.
Can I assist him with that? Because
Yeah.
I also have trained spellcraft.
Yeah, and I just want to make it clear. So you guys are basically, you took a side path to get up to the return, which was the graveyard. You never actually made it to Azban. When you're traveling back, you're traveling east to Soulworn, and to the west is Azban. You have no interest in Azban. You are heading back to Soulworn, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Well, do you think that we found everything in your vision, Seer? Was there anything else that we should go to that town for? That dirt town they told us about, Azban?
Well, let me answer your question with another question. Why did you and I and Odo come out here?
Well, we were kind of contracted with a task that sounded like we would have been rewarded.
Yeah.
For money. So that's I want to go back and get our reward and everything. So sure, I wasn't. But
you gotta
I
look
just
at the
wanted to
visions
make sure.
like the visions are not like it's not like, I'm being told to do something. I get some information and I decide how I act on it. It got us the breastplate in part, it was a team effort, obviously, but we have the breastplate. I think that's what I was out there to do. So
Okay then. I guess
I have no desire to go.
I'll
to
trust your
place. It
guide.
sounds like kind of a pit.
All right. I trust your guide, Seer. Let's head on back then.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, I will. So yeah, if we're doing that spellcraft thing, I can assist you with that.
Let me bring my skills up. Do you want to roll a check, or do you want me to roll a check?
Well, first of all, we might be able to take 10, but I don't really understand what the DC would be for me to like assist someone.
You just have to beat it. If you beat a 10, you give me a +2.
So then I'm assuming I can't take 10 on that, obviously. So
No, I don't think you can take
No,
10
not
on
on an
assist.
assist. I
Right,
specifically
so
remember that
assist
being a rule.
automatically.
sure. I'll roll my assist and let you know whether or not I'm assisting, and then you guys can figure out who's rolling what and what your final result will be. So
That sounds good.
my assist roll was 11, so I did make it.
Okay. Dan, you want me to roll it, or you want to roll it?
I will be the one to roll it.
Okay, my modifier is 14, and John adds another 2, so 16 total to whatever you roll.
And I'm looking at the spellcraft. You're using read magic to identify learn a spell from a spellbook or scroll?
That might be the closest analog. What I'm really trying to do is determine whether the writing is enchanting the paper or an enchantment on the paper.
Because you can identify the properties of a magic item using detect magic. Let's read what read magic does together. Let's talk about that.
I think it just lets you decipher a scroll normally.
Your modifier was plus 16.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Decipher a scroll seems like the most reasonable
yeah,
thing.
I think that's the thing that we're going to go with here. So this is essentially, first of all, when you open the scroll, you first notice that with the use of read magic, what was previously for you an active magical effect is no longer an active magical effect.
Huh.
Second, the component is still there. It simply no longer has any magical aura to it. It might have those faint little glimpses, those little threads of magical essence that I've been talking about.
Yeah.
But it is not active like it was yesterday.
Okay.
However, the components of the spell are still on the scroll. So you're understanding this is a scroll that has in fact been used or depleted.
Okay.
Or the effect has ended.
Okay.
It's
a used up scroll.
It's a used up scroll now, whereas yesterday you assume it was not. The best of your knowledge, that was probably a scroll that was being used for something.
Oh.
Do you see what I mean?
Yes. It was a scroll that was actively contributing to a spell.
Correct.
Hmm.
Okay, this is an animate object scroll. I would not believe you'd be surprised about that.
No.
Was this for the graveyard?
Are you asking me as a DM, or are you asking
No,
Lerman?
Lerman, sorry, in character.
Oh, yeah, I assume it is. I think we might have removed it from the area of effect and depowered it.
When would you have checked it? Would you have gotten on the road and that'd be the first thing that you checked?
No, I mean, I checked it once while I was in the house. I don't think I made that check, and then I would have checked it like first night at camp while we were on the road, so a day's travel out from the house.
Gotcha.
Huh. So, well, yeah, I'm gonna posit this. This seems most likely to me, Gaston, is that if we had found this little beauty, we wouldn't have fought all those statues, but probably also some of those statues might not have come up to help us.
Well, what's done is done. I guess that's interesting to know.
I don't know
Who
if
would
the
have written that? Who would have set all that up, and for what reason?
What kind of check would it be to figure out how old this thing is? Is that appraise?
I will give it to you on an appraise. You do have another means. I'm just thinking off the cuff. You have another means of trying to figure out more about that item. But
object reading?
I mean, that would come up to
magic
Lerman.
Device.
I'm not railroading you at all, but that has been something you've done before, and it seemed like it almost had some unintended consequences, but worked out for you.
Okay,
so
Gaston?
that is another option.
Yeah, I'm going to I'm gonna leave the tiara on. I'm gonna give my new magical sword to Gaston.
Okay.
And then
Oh.
I'm going to Gaston. I'm gonna try some psychometry on this piece of paper, and I'm just gonna need you to be ready because last time the effects are a little unpredictable with these pieces of paper. But I'm gonna need to see what I know about it.
Oh, you're performing a seeing.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, wonderful. I'll get up excitedly and I'll do a quick perimeter check on the camp.
Give me a nice
Yeah, in
perception check.
I'm gonna do a perception check then. Shit, 11.
Looks clear.
Great. I give you a big old goofy thumbs up, and then I come back and I guess I'll set your sword down, but I'll have mine actually out and at the ready, and I'll be kind of looking around, but mostly looking at you eagerly.
Yeah. I want to stress that there should be no need to kill me or hurt me. I just need
No,
you to
no,
stop. Yeah.
Not for you. I'm protecting you.
Okay.
Your gift is very important to our journey and things we could accomplish. So I just want to make sure no harm comes your way while you're busy.
Yeah. And I also want to be clear that if this vision is about something that's back there at that shit house, that doesn't mean we have to go back for it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Deal.
You're not going back there.
Wild horses. Okay, I'm serious.
Matt's stern warning to the DM.
Change any writing you have relating to that house. I'm not going back there.
I'm gonna draw an in-character, out-of-character line in the sand here.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, I think you roll the appraise check. My modifier is 12.
Okay. All right. So Lerman sets to the task and assumes whatever position one would need to scry on an object like this. Within seconds of attempting to scry on the object, there's an immediate pulse of what feels like energy to the both of you. I need reflex saves from both of you.
Pulse of energy, you say?
Yeah.
All right.
You know what? I got an idea. Give me your reflex, fortitude, and will saves right now. Because we're going to need
What your modifiers are?
Yes.
Here, I'll just type
Do you
them in
want me to
general.
tell you the modifiers or make the rolls?
Modifiers.
Okay. Okay. Mine are 3, 2, and 5.
Okay.
I just typed mine for reference. Mine are 9, 3, and 1.
Okay. Okay. The immediate pulse of energy knocks both of you back, and what was previously a clear.
Hold on, wait a second. Brody. Brody's there too. Rowdy,
Yes.
Brody, Brownie.
Please give me Brody's statistics.
3, 6, and 7.
Damn. Brody's a boss.
That's a smart boy.
He's pretty mean.
Pretty mean boy.
He doesn't do any damage by raw, but yeah.
Okay, so ironically, the only person who is not knocked back by this is the brownie.
His squat is undisturbed.
So let's say in the center you have this piece of paper, right?
Yeah.
And then around the piece of paper you have Lerman and Gaston and give me his name one more time.
Rowdy, Brody, Brownie.
Rowdy, Brody, Brownie.
Yeah, he's Rowdy, his name is Brody, and he's a brownie.
Okay, so I'm in real close here. He pretty much doesn't move from the paper. He just has a mean look on his face and probably the smell of whiskey on his breath.
Yo, it's the R-double-B.
Gaston is knocked back by 10 feet and Lerman is knocked back by about 10 feet.
Okay.
So the previously starry sky, the clear sky you had out at night and the campfire are vanished. Although there's like a torchlight, but it's a very ominous light. It's not a natural light of any kind. Spewing forth from the piece of paper, you see what look like tiny black puffs of smoke, but they're trailing and they're curving, almost like little balls of smoke. And eventually, in the course of a few seconds, some rather large ones pour out. And then the most important thing that spawns forth from the paper is a bright white light and a large, seemingly stone and metalwork arm, which pulls up the upper torso of what appears to be, by all best descriptions, an automaton that is sort of lurching outwards from where the paper was in the ground. And I think that is the time to roll.
Oh no.
So am I prone right now?
No. You were just knocked back.
And I'm still holding my sword.
Yes.
Okay.
I know that's uncommon for you, but yes, you are still holding your sword.
I know I gave you my sword. It's not really an emergency that I get it back.
I actually put it on the ground, so just make sure you put that
I will
up.
say it's knocked into your direction.
I immediately did not follow through on the promise to hold your sword.
Hold the sword. Okay, put it on the ground.
If he's going to be out of it for like a minute, I don't have to hold this for a whole minute.
Oof. God damn it, even with all my initiative modifiers.
Hold on, tell me what you got all together.
I rolled a natural 2, so I have a 10.
I got 17.
Fuck.
Plus 2 initiative. So fuck you.
What did Rowdy, Brody, Brownie get?
You got a 15.
I immediately moved to request a second combat in this session.
I moved to eliminate this encounter. Motion granted.
Okay.
Okay.
Give me music for fighting a robot.
There you go. Go get your own fight music.
There's only one answer in my mind, and that's excision. But you can do what you feel is right.
Do as pleases you.
Mauve from Shadow Hearts.
All right. Good choice, by the way. Does anybody have any questions about the scenery? I mean, it was plain. There's still grass. It doesn't appear that you've shifted planes at all. You don't sense that you're under the effects of any magic. There are many, many tiny black smoke balls up in the air, but there are 5 larger ones, maybe basketball-sized, which are moving of their own accord. And then you see the right arm and the upper torso of a large robotic type creature. So Gaston's about 10 feet away. So he's 15 feet away. He's 2 whole squares of movement away. Lerman is also 15 feet away, and Rowdy, Brody, Brownie is
squatting at the epicenter of this.
Squatting Slavically at the center of this horrible happening. First up is Lerman.
Okay, so fuck the sword. Don't worry about that right now. Opening gambit on spells. It's too late to do the one that boosts my initiative once again. I'm trying to find my.
I'm surprised you didn't cast remove fear on yourself first.
Yeah, that would have been something that a character with 23 intelligence would have done. So yeah. Well, let's just dive into this. So the landscape around us, let me clarify this. Are we like in another place in some sort of shadow realm, or is it still like, what is the landscape like?
It appears to be. So you have low light vision, correct?
Yeah.
It appears to be the same road and clearing that you're traveling upon. The features haven't changed, the rocks on the ground. There are no large trees. You've been camped in a clearing, essentially.
Yeah.
It is the same landscape, except all natural light has basically been cut out. There is an eerie low light, which is in this sort of 60-foot diameter, circular diameter. And that's it. You basically can't see past that edge.
Yeah. Okay. Then let's see. What I'm gonna cast on myself is fucking invisibility, definitely. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and be invisible. There's a moment of casting. I pull from my material pouch an eyelash encased in gum arabic. and flick it carelessly on the ground. And as I do so, I'm gone. I'm simply gone. And unfortunately, I didn't have time to give Gaston a warning that was about to happen. But
you know how he's going to take it.
Yeah, and as an invisible psychic, I'm going to move somewhat further away from this arm and torso.
Sure.
And that's going to be my turn.
Sure.
Actually, hold on. Once I'm invisible, I am going to pick up my sword because fuck it.
Let's say it's at your feet. Why don't we say it got knocked to your feet?
Then that'll be my turn, is turning invisible and picking up the sword.
Okay. You want to 5 foot in any direction?
Yeah, I'm going to 5 foot away.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it for my turn.
Okay. Brownie.
Browdy, Brody, Brownie. I don't really think he has any real exciting special abilities other than the ability to hide better than average in a forest.
I'm gonna give him that in this because it's like a tall grass-ish type situation.
Oh, he does have some spell-like abilities, doesn't he? You said the natural light was extinguished?
Yes.
He's also going to sort of move away from the arm and cast dancing lights in the area to sort of give us some natural light.
So he is going to be moving away.
Yeah.
Okay. What is his...
I would like for him to hang close to me.
What? Okay, he can move to you. What's his movement speed?
20 feet.
All right, he can get over to you. What is his AC?
Yeah, if he's gonna be, is he threatened right now, he can do acrobatics to get
yes.
around.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Okay, he's gonna do
knife wielding track-suited man is coming towards you.
He's
doing cartwheels towards you.
Yeah, he's gonna try to do some acrobatics to, sort of flip out of the way and do these dancing lights.
He's snapping his fingers with his other hand.
It's 19 on the acrobatics check.
And that's versus CMD?
Yeah.
Okay, that is a success.
Okay.
I'm gonna need another one.
Okay.
Because that doesn't eat up your attack of opportunity. It just eliminates your ability to form an attack of opportunity. Correct?
It allows you. Yeah, it allows you to move without provoking an attack of opportunity. So to move again, he's the second check. It's going to be a 13.
Okay. That incurs an attack of opportunity.
His armor class is 20.
So the giant arm swings down on Rowdy, Brody, Brownie, and a large and this is a huge creature. Make no mistake about the sizing of this creature. And a large cloud of smoke flies upwards out of the air, and cartwheeling out of the mist is Rowdy, Browdy, Brownie, Rowdy, Browdy, Brownie, and
this is gonna be fun.
So good.
And
Rowdy, Brody, Brownie.
And he appears at your side, mean mugging the creature in front of you.
Yeah.
Actually, he would know where you are as your familiar, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
I'm gonna rule it. He does.
Okay.
So I have created many of him, and I've rotated him in MS Paint. So he did a cartwheel next to you.
Good.
Okay. All right. And he's near you now.
Cool. That's good. That's his turn. That and the dancing lights. That's his turn.
Oh, so he's gonna cast dancing lights?
Yeah, he's gonna cast dancing lights just to give us a little bit of visibility here, hopefully.
What is the range on dancing lights?
It is. I can bring this up. Medium, up to 4 lights, all within a 10-foot radius. So I'm just gonna sort of put them near somewhere that'll be convenient for both me and Gaston, near the giant automaton.
Okay. As luck would have it, the spheres go out and the light floods the area, and it almost brings a sense of normalness back to the scenery. And in addition, you see the smaller smoke balls dissipate, and you see the larger ones shrink in size and shy away from the automaton.
Okay,
so
cool.
It's having a noticeably visible effect on the things around the automaton.
Dope.
Okay. It
right.
is... Okay, so the wisps fly high and outwards. They can't see Lerman anymore. You see what almost appears to be small, dark, sort of dark glowing pellets fire out from the wisps.
Yeah.
2 sets at Rowdy, Brody, Brownie, and 2 sets at Lerman. Or not 2
What do
sets
you
at
mean,
Lerman,
a
2 sets at
Gaston?
Gaston. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So without the need for attack rolls, Mr. Brownie takes 5 points of damage from 2 separate sort of blasts of the pellets.
Okay.
And Gaston takes 2 damage, unless there is DR.
There is not.
Oh,
yet.
there is
Excellent.
DR. Rowdy, Brody, Brownie being
What the
a fake
fuck?
creature. Being a fake
Jesus.
creature, he has DR5 against cold, and the overcome requirement is cold iron, I think.
Okay, magic would pass that, right?
Magic would pass that.
Yes.
Yes. Magic pretty much ignores damage reduction
Gotcha.
all the time.
Okay.
Except for DR minus, right?
No, even DR is for like physical damage.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. So, but I see what you're saying. A magic weapon, it may say DR/magic,
Yeah,
and that
that's
means
a
that
magic
you
weapon.
need a magic weapon in order to penetrate that DR.
Okay.
And there's
Well,
some
right,
spell, like
I know
if you have a
what
spell that makes a sword that attacks people, then that's gonna be subject to DR. But like
I'm
a
just saying,
fireball is never subject to DR.
like DR hyphen.
Yeah.
Magic penetrates that.
What
Okay.
about spell resistance?
Does Rowdy, Brownie
Rowdy, Brody, Brownie.
have spell resistance?
He has spell resistance 12.
What the fuck?
He's got 7 HP and cannot do damage, so I don't understand. what
One
everybody's
of
upset
the
about.
pellet blasts actually dissipates in front of RBB, and he
Okay.
only takes 2 points of damage.
All right, that's better.
Yeah. Gaston.
Can you describe the automata to me again?
Sure.
I'm sorry.
No, I actually was waiting for somebody to ask about it. So go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Alrighty. This isn't consuming any actions, I
Nope.
hope.
This is your full round action.
I'm on to you, tricky DM.
Come on, look at the
23.
Look at the paper, you fucks.
Oh, perception check, John. You only got half of your turn left now.
Okay, I'm pulling Lerman down. Hang on.
Okay.
All right, so Gaston, notably, you see the automaton, and it is what appears to be a large stonework creature, much like the ones that you've seen before, but pretty much plated in metal. Easily seen.
Is it humanoid?
It is humanoid. It's
Okay.
very long and gangly, so not like a humanoid statue. This was obviously made in the image of something else. The arm, I think most like the proportions of a gorilla or something. But kind of more oblong, like tall cylindrical people with very lanky, big limbs.
Okay.
Pretty much, it's just got its right arm, what appears to be a pauldron, and most of the neck space and the head above it. It's got a dome-like helmet with sort of black, hollow spaces for eyes. The rest of the features are very plain. You're not like looking at the stonework or anything, but you clearly see the symbol of you see the not the good symbol that all the PCs have, but the bad symbol on the things that have been fighting you on its forehead.
Okay.
In addition, peering through the sort of glowing light where the paper once was and the large figure sort of atop it now, you do still see the piece of paper below it. Can you make a knowledge arcana check for me?
I can. I only have 1 rank in that, so
Good enough.
trained. Fucking intelligence score, so I just hit +3. Okay, let me check. Ooh, sweet. Natural 19, yeah. 22 knowledge arcana.
You guys are good at dice. Okay, that you can see it more clearly now. That piece of paper is actually still there and likely the focus of a spell.
Okay. A focus of this spell that I'm in, you mean?
I can't tell you any more without you having detect magic, but you would know by the nature of magic that some spells require a focus, and this very well
Sure.
may be the focus of a spell.
So, how large is this automata?
Huge.
It's a huge creature.
Yep.
And it's standing over top the paper.
Correct. So you have about 5 feet
And I'm,
to get in, and then you would literally be inside of it if you moved any closer.
so I'm 5 feet away from it right now. 15 feet
Actually,
away
yeah,
from
you got
the
knocked back
person.
15 feet. So, yeah, that's true. Yep, you would pretty much be in its space. No, you can move 5 feet closer. That is the official ruling that I'm making. And then you would be 10 feet from the center of the creature.
But in terms of the edge of the creature, I'm 5 feet away from the edge of the creature, you
Yes,
mean?
correct. There is a 5-foot space between you, which is an unoccupied square.
Okay. Okay. Um, all right, I think I'm ready to proceed with my turn then.
Okay.
We don't have to leave him down there.
Oh, yeah. All right, you're back, bud.
Hey, I'm back.
We're back. All right. Gaston.
Let me remind myself what for the concentrate check for casting on the defensive.
Lerman?
Oh, that's a really good question. I can never remember what it is.
It's not the concentrate skill. It's the. I swear we just went over this last session I was in, and I've already forgotten it.
Oh, casting on the defensive is a
Casting defensively, its concentration check is DC 15 plus double the level of the spell you're casting.
DC 15 plus double the level. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a 5 foot back as a free action.
Okay.
I'm going to. Probably better to not go into a rage right away. Yeah, so I'll 5 foot back, and I will make a concentration check to cast defensively, so as not to incur any attacks of opportunity. Enlarge person on myself.
Okay.
So let me do that. That DC should be 15 plus twice the level, which is its first level spell. So I have to meet DC 17.
Correct.
Yeah, you add your caster level and your caster stat modifier. So it would be
6 plus my charisma,
Yeah.
which is a +3 modifier, so +9. And I have
Yeah.
to beat it to 17. Okay. I got a 20, so we're good.
Yep.
So I was able to cast defensively. That is a full round spell to cast Enlarge Person.
So that will take effect at the end, at the beginning of your next turn.
Okay, and I guess, but right for flavor, right before I cast it on myself, I'll kind of look around to where Len used to be, and I'll say, "Fine, Seer, if you'll leave me to this foe alone, so be it."
All right.
I'll get big. I'll get swole.
Okay.
And that would end my turn then.
Okay. So the creature, hold on, I'm working out the space here. So the creature appears to be clawing at the ground frantically. More so, it looks like trying to free itself from the space of where it is versus swinging wildly at anyone in particular. Lerman, you 5-footed away from this thing from where you were, right?
Yes.
And Gaston, you also 5-footed away from this thing?
Yes, I did. So now there should be 10 feet between me and the edge of him.
Okay. So the creature is wildly grabbing at areas around it. Looked like if you guys were any closer than you were, you might get swiped by one of these attempts to try to pull itself from the ground. But since you're outside of that area, you're unaffected by that. It does appear, however, that more and more of this creature is starting to emerge from the space where the scroll used to be, paper used to be. And the more this creature emerges, it appears that the orbs are darkening and getting larger. Right, back to Lerman.
God. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I really didn't pack anything offensive here. Let's see. I'm going to. How far away am I from Gaston?
20 feet.
20 feet.
You're
Okay.
within close range.
Okay. Well, I can close that in around. Let's see. Creature touched.
I'm still bloodied from the previous day's fight as an FYI to my end.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna take care of that too for you. What I'm gonna do right now, though, is I'm gonna I'm gonna move over to Gaston and cast. Oh boy, which one would it be? Yeah, I guess it's gonna be fly on Gaston. Is that gonna be useful? I can't figure it out.
Well, there are
It
flying
sure would be.
orbs.
Yeah.
Also, that changes his movement speed, does it not?
No, it just gives him a fly speed. Actually, no, you know what? I think maybe it would be better if I just cast Expeditious Retreat on Gaston. What do you think? That gives you plus 30 feet to your base land
I'm the
speed.
DM, I don't know.
It's 30 feet to your speed.
Well, my speed is already 30, so that would be pretty
60.
beneficial. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm gonna do that then. That's what Lerman's gonna do. He's gonna be right nearby you, doing that. So as you're cursing him for abandoning you, you know you're being buffed. So that's movement and spell casting.
I wouldn't even like interpret it as you. I would just think it's me.
Oh, being big makes you way faster. Yeah. So and then Rowdy Brody Brownie is gonna. Is he still in a threatened space?
No, he is with you now.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna also hop over to Gaston and hit you with a Cure Light Wounds, which he's gonna have to roll for because his use magic device is not perfected yet. But hey, do you want me to roll it, or do you want to roll it?
You're the DM.
Dan, I was asking Dan.
No. Sorry, I was messing with something. I think you could roll it.
Okay. It's 12. Yeah, he needs to clear a 5. So he casts Cure Light Wounds on Gaston.
So he is rolling over to Gaston.
Yeah, he's rolling over to Gaston and discharging the wand at Gaston. So that's 1d8 plus 1 hit points, which is, I'll just roll that too while I'm at it. 6 damage, 6 healing.
Sweet, thank you.
Basically, he's got a 75% chance every time he tries to use the wand to actually use it.
All right.
Which could be worse.
Just got rid of my MS Paint, which makes get over it. Okay. Next up. Is that your entire turn, Lemon?
Yeah, that's both of our turns.
Okay. The wisps once again fire off, and now sort of emboldened, they are firing more pellets. Now that they see Gaston is mucking about over there casting a spell, they're going to unleash him. So the pellets sort of barrage you for 1 damage, 2 damage, 1 damage, 2 damage. So you're getting
total?
sprayed down. 6 points of damage. When you are casting a spell, you take damage. Do you need to make a check to continue casting the spell?
Yeah. Yes. That's called Hostile Dispelling. Let's see if it's going the other way. That is. Injury. If you take damage while trying to cast a spell, you have to make a concentration check with a DC equal to 10 plus the damage taken plus the level of the spell you're casting.
Okay, so the same DC, 10 plus 6 damage plus 1 level.
You're going to have to make it for each individual attack, I believe.
Hold on, what spell are you casting? Why is it taking so long?
Enlarge person, it says 1 round casting time.
Really?
Wouldn't that just be my round, or does that mean 1 full?
If it says
1 round.
Time is 1 round. Yeah, that's beginning on your turn and ending on your next turn. So yeah.
So you will basically need to make 4 separate checks.
Okay.
They will be.
Let's figure out our DCs here because my concentration modifier now is plus 9.
So it's 13, 14, 13, 14.
Let me write that down. 13,
That's how
14,
it would be,
13,
correct?
14.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
First one.
I didn't know that.
15
Okay.
to pass the first. I rolled a natural 6. Second roll, I rolled a natural 16, so I know I beat the
Very
second
good.
one. Third one, I rolled a natural 20, so that works. Getting those quantitative 20s out of the way. Ooh, shit. Last one, I rolled a natural 4, which is 13, which would interrupt me.
Yep.
Sweet.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm learning. Gaston didn't know any better.
He didn't know. He's just a
He
boy.
didn't fucking know.
He's just a boy. All right, I
Oh,
gotta...
how uncomfortable. Like I'm almost all the way there with becoming like fizzles and I warble back down to shape.
What? Yeah, like you're inflating and then you suddenly deflate.
My gains.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. There was something that I wrote into this encounter that was supposed to trigger. So, Lerman, I need you to make a perception check.
Sure. Let's see. It's gonna be. I'm gonna total this up. 30.
Okay. You see, and this is something that Gaston already saw. You see underneath where the automaton is. He's basically above the ground on that white light, the burst of white light.
Yeah.
But below that, you still see the scroll in place where it was before.
Yeah.
And also make a knowledge arcana check for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, 15.
It said. So you would guess that, like many spells, this may be the focus of a spell that is currently going on.
Okay.
But that was going to happen at the end of your next. Gaston, it is your turn.
Well, I guess I'll just proceed as I was going to. And I will burn my other spell slot to cast Shield on myself, which I believe is just a standard action. Let me double check that. Yes, one standard action. Oh, I'd have to make a concentration check for that, since I need to cast defensively. Meeting or beating a DC of 17. Rolled a natural 14 of 23, so that's good. So I cast Shield to have my hovering force disc around me, my watery ethereal shield. And I will, as a free action, fly with my arms getting all long and gangly. So I get my temp HP.
Like a sea viper.
Like a sea viper. Can I just have big snakes for
Yes, you can.
how
Top 10
horrible.
anime battles.
And then I will 5 foot forward towards the automata. And that would be my turn.
Okay. All right. The thing is trying to claw its way out of the ground once more. 23 versus your AC, Gaston.
That is a connection.
Yikes.
I like the sound of that.
15 points of damage.
Holy fuck. Okay. Glad I flew into rage when I did.
We need to consider falling back.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Lerman, it is your turn.
Are we okay? I'm looking at the situation. Gaston can go real fast right now. I know. And I'm still invisible. So, I'm gonna cast Fly onto myself and shout to fall back as I am flying directly upwards.
Okay. So how far high? So this is... Hold on. Now I have to use my brain. So you're casting Fly and you're going upwards, which is 30 feet.
My flight speed is 60 feet, as a matter of fact.
Okay. And you're going straight up.
Yeah.
Bye, Gaston.
Dude.
All right. I put him in the other chat. So you fly directly upwards.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that Rowdy Brody Brownie.
Yeah, that's his name.
Rowdy Brody Brownie clings on to you because he can occupy the same square as you, right?
Yeah, I was going to leave him down there with Gaston to heal him.
Then he can stay down there with Gaston. That is fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So you fly about 30 feet, and at what appears to be the border of darkness, you break out and you suddenly see the starry sky once more.
Okay, good.
And as you continue to fly upwards, you see a large black dome over where you just were.
Okay. Yeah, do I have time to shout anything else as I'm ascending?
Yes, you may. I would say that it would have to be after you broke that quote-unquote barrier, since, I don't know, you can shout it whenever you want. I already told you what I wanted to tell you, so.
Yeah, I'm just gonna continue to shout to Gaston as, like, it's not that big, just move back.
Okay. Welcome back, Gaston.
All right.
All right.
So what is he? He sees me, but he doesn't see me at all because I'm invisible. So I guess you hear
you just hear.
Yeah, you hear initially from behind you. You hear fall back, and then like just a couple seconds later, I guess you would hear from
Nothing.
like
You
much
would hear
further away.
nothing.
Oh, he hears nothing. Okay.
You hear just fall back. All right.
All right.
The wisps. The wisps come together. They appear to be merging into one rather large
Hold on.
smoky ball.
Rowdy Brody Brownie didn't get a chance to take his turn yet.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's gonna try to do the same thing with the wand. He's gonna try to heal Gaston again.
Okay.
Before himself falling back. He rolled a 16, so he gets the spell off. And that's going to be 3 points of healing on Gaston.
All right. Thank you, sir.
And then Rowdy Brody Brownie is also going to start moving back.
Okay. How fast can he move?
He's got 20 feet, so...
So you see him start to move directly away from the boss.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm going to call it now. I'm
Yeah.
going to call it a reacher because that's what I named it when I was making it, so it's a reacher.
I'm just imagining the fucking Iron Giants from Final Fantasy 15.
Probably. That's a pretty good...
Just like come climb up out of the ground and fuck you up in the middle of the night.
Climbing up right out the ground.
I am pulling this car over and dealing with this.
All right. Gaston, it is... Oh, the wisps. The wisps appear to be merging together to make one giant badass wisp. And as you see them do that, you start to hear a low resonant humming coming from deep inside the giant wisp.
All right.
Cool.
I'm pretty mad at myself for not casting shield first round. Seeing
Well,
as how
if it's...
I don't know if those are magic missiles, but shield negates magic missiles, so fuck.
Would it help you if I didn't tell you?
No, I wasn't trying to say that to learn. I'm just saying if they're gonna attempt to fire whatever,
Yeah.
just keep that in mind.
I have a feeling they're done with whatever type of magic missile they were doing. The feeling you don't have to worry about another magic missile. So put that to rest.
All right, Gaston, it's your turn.
Okay. I will withdraw, I guess. And as I start to sidle away, hold on, where's withdraw? Let's roll.
It's twice your movement speed.
Okay. Which is very fast right now.
Yep.
Yeah, do you get the barbarian bonus movement speed?
That I already had. So my
Okay.
base speed with fast speed incorporated is 30.
Okay,
Plus the
so you're at
30 you
60
gave
total.
me. So I'm at 60 total for one per move action.
Yeah.
So as a full round action, I'll withdraw. I'll move double my speed. Square I start out in is not considered threatened. Does that only apply to the square that I moved out of, though?
Correct.
Oh, yeah. If
The
during the
first
process
square
of
you move out of.
withdrawing, you move out of a threatened square, enemies get attacks by opportunity as normal. So yeah, I will just withdraw back in the straight direction, I guess towards the road or wherever it would be, in the direction of town from where we were
Okay.
trying to make an encampment at. And then, so yeah, lay it on me if
Okay.
those attacks of opportunities are coming my way.
Nope. First
All right.
one was the only one you needed to worry about. So as you start to move out, which is very fast, you suddenly
I'm running with
approach-
these long arms.
You're like olive oil in top speed.
Did you ever see the thing? There was this is sidebar. There was a thing in there's a Shadowrun discussions like, hey, could a dwarf get cybernetics that are sized for a normal human? And they're like, yeah, I guess so, but think about what that would look like.
The long legs, like the long, sexy legs.
Like normal human legs and arms on a dwarf body.
Please don't make it happen. Okay. Aha. So, Gaston exits the you start to run away, and you feel like you're approaching what is basically a wall of darkness, and you easily pass through. Once you get to the other side, you see the natural light of the starlight, of the moonlight, and as you're assessing the situation, you see sort of what looks like a large dome of blackness rising up, about taller than a building, but not taller than the tallest tree you've ever seen, extending outwards. So I'll say you make it like 10-15 feet out of there. You can choose to keep running if you want, or you could stop. It's up to you.
I guess I'll kind of stop and turn around to look at it.
Okay. Lerman does see Gaston exit the darkness.
Okay, good.
So you look at it, and it is essentially just a large black sphere, or dome rather. Nothing appears to be exiting. You don't hear any noise, unlike before where you heard the loud clanking and smashing of metal and stone on the ground.
Yeah.
And it is Lerman's turn.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to I guess the first thing I'm going to do is try to make a spellcraft check to see what is at work, if I can identify any particular components that are familiar to me at work down there.
Are you casting Detect Magic?
Yeah, that's a standard action, isn't it? That would be my turn pretty much, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, I am going to do that. And the spellcraft check is miserable. That's a whopping 16.
You are unable to identify the spell. However, you identify the School of Magic as illusion.
Yep.
Is it all making sense so far?
Yeah, that tracks.
You also have a move action. So now you're outside of the zone of the Enders.
Yeah. I guess I'm going to use my move action to... No, I'm gonna stick with what I've got in my hands right now, which is a sword and the spell lattice, and that's good for me right now.
Okay. Gaston, it is your turn. Oh no, sorry, it is Rowdy Brownie's turn.
Yeah, he's going to keep scampering back, falling back from the away from the automaton, and he's also going to try to make a stealth check, which I can roll for him now.
He breaks out of the darkness, basically in the same direction that Gaston did.
Yeah, if he's benefiting from the woodland terrain bonus that he gets, he's at 34 on his stealth check.
Okay.
I think, yes. Yeah, +4 in forest. So it's 30 if he's not in forest, it's 34 if he is in the forest.
All right. All right, hang on one sec here.
Sure.
All right, I rolled something for you.
Okay.
As you stare at the darkness, and after you've made your spellcraft check, you realize the nature of the spell and attempt to disbelieve the illusion, which you are successful at, and you see the black sphere sort of fade away.
Yeah, that was going to be my next. I didn't want to jump straight to that, but that was going to be my next thing is disbelieving that.
I'm going to
'cause
say that's automatic based on the information you've gathered. So,
yeah.
but it'll take your next turn before you can do anything about it.
Okay.
Okay, you're back, Gaston. And in fact, it is your turn.
All right.
You see,
Nothing's changing yet with the
Rowdy, Brody, Brownie sort of cartwheel out of. He moves. That's canonically he cartwheels now. By the way,
Yeah.
he's cartwheeling
out of the darkness with his knife in his hand, his little
He's got a
prison
knife and a wand.
shiv, his knife and his wand.
And then he makes a stealth check so great that I assume I can't even fucking see him. I just see him come out and then just disappear again. Is anything changing with the orb so far?
Nope. It is a sphere of blackness, and you cannot see Lerman. And your character has no idea why. Why are all the bad things happening?
I'm gonna 5 foot backwards, I guess, still facing the sphere, and I'll take a full defensive, and I'll just kind of shout, "Where are you, seer? What trick is this?"
Okay.
Hold on, I'm looking at something. Damn, Gaston. Okay. You peer.
You're dead.
All right. You peer at the blackness, and it is unchanging. All right. I am gonna send Lerman a direct message.
Okay.
And you can't see it. All right. And now it is all right, and you see nothing coming out of the blackness. It is Lerman's turn.
Okay, I'm going to let's see. I have I'm going to use my standard action this turn to cast message.
Okay.
It's got a range of 160 feet for me. I assume I'm still within 160 feet of Gaston.
Correct.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and is there a limit on how long this can be?
I'm going to limit it to one Twitter text. So what is that? 116 characters?
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and tell him that I'm just invisible and that thing's an illusion. Wait. Okay. So clarification. What parts of it did when I disbelieved it?
It all faded. It all faded away.
Yeah.
So all that's left is the sheet of paper on the ground. It doesn't matter because Gaston reflexively gets a will save to do this. He makes his will save. So in front of you, Gaston, you see the blackness fade. Nothing is left inside. It is the normal landscape that you saw before you ever made any attempt on the scroll in the first place. And you were dealt 27 points of damage inside of that. That damage is negated.
Oh, okay, cool.
You were never actually hurt.
All right.
Pretty nifty, huh?
That is pretty nifty.
You guys made a good choice. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm ending the initiative order. All right. So, I'm sorry, Gaston. I got to pull you down again one more time.
Okay.
Okay. So, Lerman, as you're up in the air, painful images start to fill your head.
Yeah.
What you see is essentially a low-profile sort of moving through the forest, moving through the wooded areas, and it gets to a large platform, and it appears to be a large statue of a humanoid figure. It's difficult to say. Suddenly, you see the profile or the viewpoint lift up off the ground as though it were flying.
Yeah.
And it perches up high and it examines the face, which you'll get to make a knowledge history check on.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and make that now and just keep the number in your head.
Okay.
And then it sort of cuts to a creature slamming a leather tome down on the pedestal in front, the large granite pedestal, and it flips through pages with many, many, many different runes on them, but all noticeably the same rune, the one of the runes that have been on the things that are mostly trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
And it comes to a blank page, and you can see a feathery hand start to scrawl some words on there and start to chicken scratch the humanoid figure looking up and looking back at the page. And then you can see it touch and illuminate a rune that was upon it. And then you get a very brief glimpse of the large statuesque figure leaping off of the pedestal on the ground and starting to move in a direction on the road.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay. You see Lerman sort of. Actually, you don't see Lerman, do you? He's in the air and he's invisible.
The thing is, yeah, I'm also consumed by visions right now. So other than knowing that I'm invisible, yeah, that's about all the message that you got from
Gaston. This is the Gaston show featuring Rowdy, Brody, Brownie.
Yeah. With a steel chair out of nowhere.
So the page lies in front of you, Gaston.
Seer, Lerman, where are you?
Ooh, okay, I'm coming down.
You hear from the sky.
What? You're in the air?
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, however long it takes to come down. I imagine he lands pretty unsteadily, still trying to shake the visions off. He sort of stumbles, and it's one of those things where like somebody who's running, it just falls down for no reason. He does that, but like as he's like landing, he lands in like sort of a run, topples over. Of course, he's still invisible, so it's just like some dust kicked up from the road. You see some footprints. There's a little cloud of dust, and then like some low-key cursing, and yeah. Oh no, it's Carmen calling Bazooka.
No, I was saying, is that you?
Oh yes,
Seer.
yes.
No, that's Carmen calling Bazooka.
Yeah, I'm on the ground. Still invisible.
Oh, Lerman, it was terrible. You started your procedure, and there was this horrible sphere and this horrible robot, and you weren't there. I don't know.
Yeah, I was there.
Know what
I was there the whole time.
No, you weren't.
I didn't have a chance to give you a heads up. I'm just gonna I don't have any perform checks, so I'm just gonna do, I guess. No, he's gonna try to make it look cool, but he's gonna like try to snap his fingers and the invisibility, but like the invisibility like is a mental effort. So the invisibility ends, and he's just gonna be standing there for a second, like brushing the shit off of his clothes, and then he does like a snap and a flourish to make it look like he thought he just reappeared.
There is no wizard behind the curtain.
Yeah. No, I was there the whole time. I was invisible. It was a defensive reflex.
Oh.
Worked out for the best. I was flying. I'm still flying, by the way.
Very impressive.
Yeah. Well, it was a close call. Lesson learned there: never be afraid to take a step back. To re-examine an impossible obstacle. Yeah, I got the vision in the exchange.
Wasn't the vision just now? I thought maybe I had gained your skills and I was experiencing it with you.
No, that was the psychic equivalent of Punji Pit. Yeah. No, I saw the Kenku. The Kenku, I think it was him setting up on a shrine in the woods, animating a statue with runes like these.
The bird creature thing.
Yeah.
That horrible little cretin.
Yeah. So he animated a statue. Did I the knowledge history 23?
Yeah, that is the figure Mercius, or Merculus
Uh-huh.
as he's known in Draconic, which is how he's often referred to.
Yeah, he was animating a statue of Mercius, which Odo mentioned was supposed to be on the shrine out there. He didn't mention a statue though. So I think that I didn't get a sense of time with the vision.
No, it was probably nighttime, but you couldn't tell, how many
Like-
days ago it was.
Yeah.
So that
you
horrible
get that?
Birdman animated
Yeah.
the statue?
Yeah, he animated the statue. He animated another statue that we didn't account for yet. That's
But so not the ones in the graveyard.
no, it was a different one.
I see. Well, we should probably be on our guard. If he was the one who set the graveyard alive and to attack us, maybe he's looking to see if he can get us good now.
Yeah, he set it off. I don't know. It could have been. I'm trying to think. It was at nighttime that he did it. If it was last night, then it hasn't found us yet. It didn't find us in the house. If it was the night before, then it also didn't find us in the house. That would have been the time that he was attacking us already. So it could have been. It could have. It probably wasn't happening. Do I recognize the page itself from the vision? That was
Yes.
there in the vision.
Yes.
Okay, so it was already there when Odo found it. So it was before that. That statue might have already been gone by the time we got to the farmhouse. If it was earlier than that.
Oh, okay. You don't think I got Odo, do you?
No, it was gone by the time Odo found the shrine. He was the one who found the paper.
Oh, right.
So it was before we ever got to the house, probably.
This is all accurate so far. Following all of it.
Yeah.
Your logic is accurate.
It went off down the road. I didn't get a sense of which way it was going other than just towards the road that we're on now, probably.
Well, that was certainly disturbing. I don't know about you, but I guess I'd like to still make camp for the night and continue back towards town. But I guess we should be on our guard for maybe encountering this statue.
Yeah. I think we should look out. We should be on the lookout for the statue. We should keep a low profile.
Your camping stuff is untouched. It is all set up the way you had it before.
Good.
There's your sword on the ground. Don't forget about that.
He picked it up,
Yeah.
I
No,
think.
I picked it up at the start of the fight.
Oh, okay.
So that is pretty much it. Do you have any, aside from the terror of what just happened, do you guys have anything else to do at night before you take your watches?
No, I think I was
No.
just going to go right to bed and continue to... I'm still slightly wounded, but...
Does your brownie need to sleep?
That's not immediately obvious to me. He's figmentary like the dodo was, so he's sort of a mental projection. I don't know
I
if
will
that
say
should...
no.
Okay.
I will say no. I will say he's up late playing Counter-Strike and
All right.
also keeping watch.
They breathe, eat, and sleep is what it says.
Oh, well then he has to sleep.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's okay.
But maybe he can take a watch, and that way
Yeah.
you guys can get your 8 hours in the time that it normally takes you.
Yeah, his perception is not negligible.
Okay, can I get a perception check from each of you for watch?
Yeah, I'll roll for me and Rowdy Brody Brownie.
I rolled 17.
I gotta look at Lerman's numbers again. Rowdy Brody Brownie got a 32. Lerman got a 27.
None of you find anything out of the ordinary during watch. It is morning. You don't see any giant footprints near you that resemble a statue sprinting.
Yeah, pretty confident at least that it's not going to sneak up on us. You know, small silver lining there.
Yeah, it is a massive statue, so
So we'll hear it coming. But if we see it anywhere with statues, we should avoid it.
I agree.
I'm beginning to think that we should find a library and maybe get like a, I don't know, sort of traveler's guide to the countryside surrounding the Soul War. And how many statues did they put out here, huh?
You want to make a knowledge local check on that?
Yeah. That comes to 25.
So rarely does anyone ever talk about the return, and up till this point you had never heard of it yourself.
Yeah.
But you assume that it had many statues, monoliths, shrines in the area, which could be a great source of statue figures, paintings, murals, anything. There are many sites of dedication to the, you can almost call them folk heroes or pioneers of the land. So
yeah.
This land is rife with opportunities to animate some really huge stuff. And by the way, that statue you would estimate was probably a huge size.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Lots of statues.
So
there's countermeasures for that. Yeah, there's countermeasures for that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There sure are.
None that I have, but there's countermeasures for that.
It's in the form of other characters.
All right. You're still on your way back. Let's. So you're still traveling on the way back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In your second day's travel, you notice a landmark, which you are very familiar with. It is the shack, which you encountered, I think, on the first session, where you found the very first piece of paper.
Yeah.
Otherwise untouched. It doesn't appear to be. Any different than when you originally saw it.
Yeah.
There's where we found out we were gods.
Yeah, I
Right
remember
there.
that.
I remember that.
I think that maybe we should hold off on jumping to any conclusions there. But you know.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to tell anybody.
Right.
Not right away, at least. We should find a library. Maybe I'm in a book somewhere.
Are you in a book somewhere?
I don't know. That's why maybe we should go, because I don't read quite as well as you do. So maybe you could tell me if I'm in a book somewhere.
Okay.
If I am a god.
Maybe
perhaps I'm a chosen one to reborn to free my people from the Amboleth. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I want to help you manage your expectations here. It's not impossible, certainly. I'm not going to rule it out after all of that. We'll find some books and we'll see if you're in any books yet.
Sounds great to me.
Yeah.
Great. Great plan of attack. Everybody make a perception check.
Am I a god? Make a perception check.
Somebody asks you if you're a god.
You say yes, David.
I've been waiting for somebody to say that. I've been waiting so long.
Well, Lerman got a 14. It's the lowest thing that he can ever roll on a perception check. Brody rolled a 20, so that's 32.
My godlike sight gives me a 22.
Okay. Rowdy. It's always going to be hard for me to say.
Rowdy,
Brody,
Brownie.
Brownie. I know it. I do know it. Rowdy, Brody, Brownie. Basically does a get down, Mr. President thing on Lerman.
Yeah. He's real alert from all the bath salts.
Yes. and he hears the plunk, plunk, plunk of a few.
I'm still trying to process the get down, Mr. President. It's really good.
He's so tiny and like grizzly and horrid. So he just like launches himself at your chest.
Even though
tracksuit.
Cat trying to get your food. You said it's an awful little goblin thing.
even though he's
in
your
a
familiar, you
tracksuit.
can never be sure he's just not decided to try to kill you at this point.
That's why I love him.
And you actually see a few crossbow bolts plunk between you and the little tiny shack where you had spent some time before. And off in the distance, you see several cloaked figures who are wielding crossbows and pointing fingers towards you. So at this point, what I'm going to do is ask you guys for your initiative rolls.
Okay.
Okay.
That was the bonus round, and it was partially mitigated by Rowdy Brody Brownie and his "Get Down, Mr. President" maneuver. They were firing at Lerman.
Great. I also rolled
What are they
along
firing
this
at me
initiative.
for?
Why would they fire at the big metal man? Why would they fire at the fish man?
Okay. So initiative rolls. It's going to be 7 for Lerman, and Ratty Brody Brownie gets a 14.
Rowdy Brody Brownie is a god at this game, dude.
He's pretty dope, actually. For a familiar, I gotta say.
Well, yeah, Jesus, man. We're like struggling with pitiful rules at level 6, and you're like, ooh, what about spell resistance? Is that going to come into play? He's got that too.
He has tanked. He has healed. He's done everything, basically.
He does have. Okay, I want to point out that his one attack, his armed attack, does 1d2 minus 2 damage. So.
What?
Or a
He's
little
tiny.
goblin.
He's tiny, smaller than a goblin. He's like tiny. Okay, like
You got to think it's you and familiars. Like you had
Is he
Aziz.
like a house elf size from like Harry Potter?
it's like that's like a small size creature. Tiny is like a step
Kitten.
down from small.
It's a kitten.
It's like a cat. Yeah, he's not very big at all.
Get down, Mr. President.
All right. What was Gaston's initiative?
It was 13.
Okay. We are going to cut it there, but I did want to get your initiative scores so we know where things stand for next time.
Yeah.
So, by the way, you did heal, especially you, Gaston. You did heal a night's worth of sleep.
No,
Oh yeah, if you're missing any health, I meant to do that too. I can. Lerman can use the wand of Cure Light Wounds just without having to make a roll. So I want to make
I will
sure
let you retroactively do that.
I
That is
feel
fine.
like I
full
need-
health.
I know last time that we were worried about like how my temp HP works with raging. We determined that it was okay because I had like fallen unconscious and blah, blah, but like pretty clearly under Blood Rage it says
It does
the
say you
increase to
just
Constitution. Right. It says, but these disappear when Blood Rage ends and are not lost first, like temporary hit points, which is like that's kind of dumb.
That's pretty much a death sentence. So
Right. Why did they have it like that?
Yeah, I don't know why they make the rage.
But then if
it's
they-
for like thematic effect, I think, but it just fucks barbarians in a way that they don't. It's
I
not
could
like
see
unbroken.
it. Well, because what I was theorizing why that rule would counteract what I was going to do was just I could rage a fair amount of times per day now. So it not in combat where I'm restricted by
like
the amount of
healing
times I can
yourself.
get fatigued. Yeah, I could just rage and then be fatigued for like 10 seconds and then like rage again and then be fatigued and then just do that over an hour and like heal myself up. Which would be kind of hilarious looking, but
it sounds like the beta to a video game where they're like, "Oh no, man, barbarians can solo everything. They just need to keep using their rage."
like a
over and
bug
over."
that they have not fixed. Like, oh
Right.
shit, dude, you could just
Yeah, it's one of those things that like only like D&D and Pathfinder do. It's like, okay, we've got this mechanic and we have it working as a bunch of things that can give you temporary HP and it works the same every time. Unless a barbarian's doing it, which I guess is how you're going to be mostly getting your temporary.
Let's make a
HP
house
rolls.
rule here and now. What does everybody think about this? If John or any barbarian yet to be played in this campaign rages and he chooses to end the rage early, those temporary hit points disappear as stated in the rage effect. If he is dropped to 0 HP, those HP, if he's dropped to 0 HP, those HP are lost first. So he's not at risk of immediately dying if he goes down to 0 HP.
I think that they should just be like the shell, like they should just come off the top like any other temporary HP do.
yeah, that would really resolve that.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
make it
good
so
with
that
that.
I lost-
Yep.
It makes it so much simpler to keep
I'm good
track
with
of
that.
too.
Nope, that's fine.
Because
That's
I
the
would
rule.
never be knocked below to unconsciousness without it carving through the shell on top. So you wouldn't have to muck it up with the whole, like if I'm voluntarily ending it or not, but then still have it to where, yeah, that's really the only dumb part of the rule is that it says are not lost first. Like that's really the only thing that's making it dumb.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm never going to end my blood rage unless I actually run out of turns that I am allowed to do it, which is totally, that would be ridiculous.
So
anyways,
just
if
treat
you're
it
really
like
on
a
rage.
temporary HP pool. It never heals your real HP pool.
Yeah.
And just instead of having increased HP, why don't you just give yourself the temporary HP? When
Yeah, that's
you
what I
find your
do.
rage?
Like right now, I'm pretty sure it's 12 HP right now, because it's 2 hit points per hit die. So it's like I just do plus 12, and then
I mean, I think that simplifies the whole thing.
Usually before it wears off, I get hurt that much, so I'll
Right.
just keep track of it as the shell way, and then if I get, if I get the plus 12, and then I get hurt 6, and then the combat ends, and I turn my rage off or whatever, then I'll just lose an additional 6.
Yeah, I would always just keep them in like a separate column and then just drop them first and then go
Right.
back to my regular HP.
I'll do that.
How about that? Okay, so I do want to end it here because I suspect Odo will be joining us for the next one, and you probably want him for this fight. So we do have the initiatives on the board, and that is a benefit to you, Gaston.
Are these actually human enemies? Man, I can use all of my spells.
Humanoids. Yes, these are humanoids.
This is going to be gruesome, buddy. I can finally use a version on something I've been meaning.
Well,
I've been
there
wanting
you
to cast that in
go.
every fight I've been in.
There you
I
go.
can finally. I'm gonna get huge, and I'm gonna fuck out of somebody.
There you go.
Just cleave up a bunch of shaken people.
Perfect. There are 3 of them, by the way. Oh, no,
Yeah.
4. I added another one. Because the encounter was week before that.
I can't wait to become an enlarged person and then do 3d6 plus 14 damage.
Don't forget to do shield first.
Right, I know. Thank you.
All right.
See, this is a good way for me to learn that lesson.
It is. It is. All right. I think that's everything. Did you guys have any other questions about the stuff that happened this game?
I don't think so.
Any question
No,
about the
I think
vision?
it's
The
pretty
visions were pretty clear there.
Pretty straightforward.
Okay.
All right, I got it.
All right. That about does it for us, gang.
Where are we at with experience? Because I know that we leveled up to 6, but I just want to make sure that I'm equalized.
We'll
with
handle
where
it in a
Lerman is.
second here when we
Yeah, I'm
cut
at
everything
20.
off.
Yeah.
We'll cut off and then we'll talk to everybody.
Okay.
Lerman,
Okay.
words of wisdom today. You've earned it.
If you think that something's an illusion, don't be afraid to say so and disbelieve it, because that solves all your problems.
That 100% accurate. Thanks everybody for watching. We will see you next time.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, guys.